Hi guys, this is part 2 of note taking. A little recap of the note taking we went over last time. We talked about organization, and I talked about how studies have proven and shown that it is more effective if you write your notes out instead of type them. So if you can, I would suggest starting to write your notes out. We also talked about keeping your notes organized, maybe using 3 to 4 different colors for like key terms, definitions, main topics, annotating your notes, using post-it notes in your books that maybe you're renting and you can't write in. Online books allow you to highlight, take notes, so just sort of take advantage of those things that you can use in your online books. This time we're going to do note-taking part 2. So I'm going to give some other note-taking strategies to help you actually study and learn the material. So chunking lectures is something that I like to do. What I do is most of our professors record our classes so you can go back and watch them. So I'll take my notes in class first time through, and then I'll go back and listen to the lecture again. But instead of listening it all at once, I'll break it down into 5 minutes. So I'll listen to the first 5 minutes and I'll go back and take notes. Because while you're writing, you're focusing on what the professor said 30 seconds ago. And then while you're writing that down, you're missing everything the professor is talking about while you're taking those notes. So it's super beneficial just to go back, listen to the lecture again, break it down into small chunks so you don't feel rushed. You can fully take the notes you want to take and write everything out, make sure they make sense. It's legible, you can read it. So chunking lectures is a good tool to have, especially since we are online and you do have the capability of going back and watching your class sessions. The 5 R's is something that is a sequence from all the way to taking your notes to reviewing for the quiz. So record is the first R. It's the actual note-taking of the main facts and ideas. Like I said in the last slide, make sure you write legibly and make sure it makes sense. You're using words that make sense to you. You understand the definitions. Maybe this involves the first note-taking and the second time when you go back to listen to it a second time just to make sure you didn't miss anything. Reduce right away, right after you listen to the lecture, just do a quick summary. Maybe if you don't want to write it down, maybe you want to say it out loud. Just say a quick summary of what you learned in that class, what the professor went over. So you're repeating it in your brain and your brain is thinking it and saying it out loud again. Recite, retype the notes, rewrite or type the notes. Again, using your own words. So like I said, you want to use words that make sense. So maybe your professor is using really big, complex words that you may not quite understand. So just go back, make sure you understand what they're talking about, the words they're using, look up definitions, rewrite your notes and your terms the way you understand it, so it makes it easier to study. Reflect. Repetition is super key to get your memory from short memory to working memory to long term. So when you hear it in the lecture, it's short memory, you begin to write it down, maybe it goes into your working memory. In order to get it to your long term, you remember, it's a solid idea, you can recall it 2-3 months down the road, you want to review it. So you can prevent ideas from being lost. And then review. Quick reviews each day, maybe it's not even each day, maybe every class session or at the end of the week. A good study tool that I like to use is Quizlet. And you can use Quizlet for like your recite, reflect, and review, all 3 of those bullet points. You can put like key terms in there. You can use diagrams to help you out with definitions if you're a visual person. Quizlet will make like mini tests for you. They'll make flashcards, all sorts of little tools that you can use to study, repetition, and write your notes. So this is the end of note taking. The next video I'm going to be talking about is test anxiety, some ways to reduce test anxiety, what test anxiety is, and some ways to cope with it or reduce test anxiety. Do remember, if you need a little extra help or individualized help, you can schedule an appointment with me. You can go to your Blackboard, community, academic support, and all of the tools you'll need are in here. Schedule an appointment, view my old videos, mental health resources, the virtual online tutor sessions are all here, and the actual tutor schedules. So hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in our next video.